up, guys? It's me, Photo Bob, and it is the first week in January, which means it is the perfect time for you to start building your photography business. Now, today, we're going to talk about the 3 things you need to do to just get the ball rolling. All right, this isn't going to be how to start your business A to Z. This is going to be just how to get the ball rolling. But before we get there, I want to talk about whether or not you really should start a photography business, if it is for you. So let's talk about that. First of all, building a photography business is easy. I know. There are photographers out there throwing shit at the computer right now, really mad that I just said that. But guys, it's the truth. Building a photography business is pretty easy. Now, when I say pretty easy, compared to what? Well, I compare that to building any other business. Building any business is hard. Building anything worth having is hard. We know that. But building a photography business is really one of the easiest businesses out there for you to start. And here's why. There's a couple of reasons. Number one, your initial investment. Now, I know photography gear is expensive, but we're talking about building a business here. You know, if you wanted to open a restaurant, or if you wanted to open a t-shirt shop or anything, you're going to have significant costs, significant risk. You're going to finance, you're going to have to lease a building, you're going to have some sort of significant risk involved with that. There's very little risk in photography. With photography, the gear that you get into, I don't care if you have the best equipment. I care that you have the right equipment. And we can find the right equipment for a very affordable price. Yeah, you got to buy it, so of course it costs money. But you can get into photography for fairly cheap with the right equipment and then build over time. And then as you become more successful, as you have income coming in, as you have established a budget and you're putting a portion of your revenue into your gear fund, which we will talk about later down the line, then you'll be able to upgrade and have all that stuff. Then, yes, you can have tens of thousands of dollars of photography equipment, all that stuff. But we're just starting out. We'll conquer that down the road. So, initial investment is one bonus to starting a photography business. Number 2, there's more business out there than you can handle, period. I've been in sales for 17 years, all right? So that includes me actually out there physically selling, to me being a sales manager, to me being a sales trainer. I've done it all when it comes to sales. And no matter what you do in the corporate business, there are very few businesses where your phone is ringing daily asking you for something, okay? Now it happens after you've built your business up, but when you're first starting, people aren't beating down your door. In photography, it gets that way quickly. Maybe not in the beginning, but after 3 to 6 months, you will be, if you're doing this right, you will be having businesses and individuals contacting you. So for me, I get calls or usually Facebook messengers or text messages every single day asking me if they can book for a certain project, okay? And you can get there very quickly as well. So demand is huge. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Number 3, marketing for photographers is cheap, sometimes, in most cases, free. So the way you're going to get started, it's free. You're posting on social media. That's how you're going to get started. You're reaching out to people. That's how you're going to get started. Now, later down the line, we're going to get into Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, all of that kind of stuff. And then maybe then you want to have some additional expenses. But low cost of entry, high demand, high demand. Anyone that tells you there's not enough business out there is just not working, period. And free marketing. Those 3 things make photography an incredible business to dive into. All right? Now, let's look at the downsides of photography, because there are some. Number 1, when you first start off, it seems super fun. You're out there, you're just taking pictures, you're with families, having a good time. You come home, you've got plenty of time to edit the pictures, you get it out to them, you get paid, you make some money, boom. That's how photography business starts off, all fun and games. Quickly, as it builds up, then you're going to realize that this is no longer just a fun and games hobby, this is a full-time business. So you're dealing with contracts, you're dealing with making sure your business is registered in the city, state, counties that you need it to be in. You're looking at insurance. You have the cost of replacing gear because shit gets broken all the time in photography, okay? It's not usually my camera or my lens, thankfully, although sometimes it's that. It's light stands, it's modifiers, it's a kid knocks over my $1,000 strobe, which happened not too long ago and shattered it. All of those things happen. On top of that, you're out there busy shooting, right? Well, when you come home, you have to start editing. You have to start delivering those photos to customers. Then you have customers that expect the world of you and want you to fix something in Photoshop, because now everybody knows about Photoshop and they think you can just fix anything like that. So you will have people contacting you saying, hey, my mom doesn't like the way her neck looks. This happens fairly regularly with me. Could you Photoshop her neck after you've delivered the pictures? And so then you have to decide, okay, are you going to go back and do that? And again, we'll talk about all that later down the line, how to manage those requests. But all of a sudden you have all the noise of a business, and your photography hobby that was fun is now a headache. It's now a headache, and it's tough. So it can ruin your passion for photography in a hurry if you let it. Another bad thing about photography are the hours. So it's not that you're going to work more than your typical job, although anybody who runs their own business probably works more than the 40 hours a week, right? You're never off. You own the business. The good news is the time's flexible. The bad news is you have to go where the shoots are. So a lot of that is weekends. If you want to be a wedding photographer, there's really good money in wedding photography. I find it very satisfying as well. But you're talking a lot of weekend works, and you're talking Friday nights, and you're talking Saturday nights, and you're talking bruncheons, and all of those types of things, all the events that come along with a wedding. If you're talking family photos, it's not during the week, during business hours, kids. You're talking weekends, you're talking afternoons. So depending on the type of photography you do, you're going to be working some hours that you may not want to work, right? And then I think the final thing with photography is it's really easy to build a good income. It's tough to build a great income. So, you know, if you want to hit over the six-figure mark and go from there, it starts getting hard. And some of the things that you may run into, for example, are employees. So I have a high-volume photography business where I do sports, and I have to bring photographers in to work for me because I only have a certain amount of time to do, you know, maybe 800 kids. Then you've got employees that you're dealing with. Maybe they don't show. Maybe they do a bad job. Maybe they get frustrated with the customer and maybe mouth off. All that stuff happens. Maybe their gear breaks on a shoot and they don't have backup gear, so it's up to you. Are you going to let them use their gear? Are you going to supply their gear for them? Those are all things that you have to think about. So again, it's just the typical stuff of running a business. But going back to that, let's just say you still want to do this, which I encourage you to because it is a great business. Every business has downsides, right? There are 3 little tiny steps that you can take starting today and have it done by the end of the week that will get you up and running. And these are the first 3 things that you need to do. All right, so the 3 things to get started on today. Now, I am assuming that you already have some baseline of gear. I don't care what it is, as long as you have the right gear. It doesn't have to be the best gear, but as long as you have the right gear for the job, you have some sort of photo editing software. Even if you don't know how to use it that well, that's okay. You will learn on the fly. Those are the 2 things that I need you to have. So the 3 things. Number 1, name your business. Pretty simple, right? But it's not real until you get a name on it. It can be as simple as your name with photography after it. So Sue Smith Photography. Whatever you want it to be, spend some time thinking about what you want to name your business, because again, it is not real until you name it. Number 2, create a gallery. Don't go out and build some fancy website. Don't spend a lot of money on this. You just need somewhere to start showcasing your work. All right, so that can be a Facebook page, that can be SmugMug, it can be Zenfolio, it can be Squarespace, it can be Pixieset, whatever you want to do. Just build a simple, basic gallery. We'll build on as we go. So, number 3, we have to have something to put in your portfolio so that you can market yourself, right, and start getting paid deals. The sooner you do this, the sooner you can start making money. So what I recommend is that you book 3 appointments by the end of the week. So it is Wednesday today, book it by Sunday. All right? If you feel like that's too soon, at the very latest, push it out another week, so the following Sunday. That will give you 10 days. Okay? But make sure that this is an action item, or else you're never going to get anywhere. You can have the most badass website, you can have the best photography name, but until you have something to market yourself, it's not going to take off. So the first thing you need to do to book those 3 appointments is to reach out to people that you know. Do not post this on a social website unless it's a messenger behind the scenes, okay? So how does that conversation go? Well, it's pretty simple. You either pick up the phone, or you do it through text, or you do it through messenger, but you reach out to someone you know in the niche that you want to get into. All right, if it's family photography, for example, that is super easy. You reach out to 5 people, you're going to be able to book 3 of them. So the conversation goes something like this. Hey Becky, it's Photo Bob. How are you? Doing great. Good. Listen, the reason I was calling you, you might have seen on Facebook and other places, I do a lot of photography. Well, I'm really excited. I've started a photography business. One of the areas that I'm looking to grow is family photography. Well, you've got the cutest kids in the world. And what I was hoping we could do is set up a time for us to get together, about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and I want to do a free photo shoot for you. This is a way of me building my portfolio. I'm going to give you full rights to these photos so you can print them, you can post them, you can do whatever you want. I hope you love them, but it's going to allow me to practice, and it's going to allow you to get free photos. Is that something you think we could do in the next couple of weeks? Great. Again, reach out to 5 people. You're going to book you're going to book at least 3 of them, okay? Now, if you book them quickly, like I did, then you can do it again. You can reach out and do it again. Now, the people that I reached out to do this, they were the ones that I suspected were never going to buy family photos. Maybe it just wasn't in their budget. I've never seen them do that. So it's not taking away future customers. It's just allowing me to build my portfolio, right? So there you go. Are you excited? We're fixing to get rolling. We're fixing to start 2019 off by getting the ball rolling in your new photography business. I'm going to walk you through this. Make sure you comment below. I want to know the name of your business. Post your websites or your YouTubes so we can go subscribe. Whatever you want to do. Ask me questions. I will comment on every single person that leaves me a comment. That's it for today, guys. Looking forward to talking to you soon. Have a great rest of the week. Thanks. Bye.